Oh, hello and welcome to another video. In this video we're going to be talking about Arabs for Trump. And do you remember this video? Part of this video I had to take you down in the timeline, okay? Because for you can really understand this video, you need to understand what the Arab community did before the election. And I think that some of you already forgot because sometimes have passed, but the Arab community, they've been really quiet, okay? And this is a tactic that they are using right now. They want you to forget the day where the ones they somehow help to put Trump in office, okay? They started that campaign, I don't want to vote for Kamala, or we support anybody but no Kamala, something like that. But anyhow, so here we're gonna be talking about them, okay? And I prepared you a really good video. It took me like 2 months to prepare it. I just have to tell you the truth because I just been looking to just do a follow-up with the Arabs, but the materials that I can find, the videos that I can find, it's just too little. So I just finally found something, and I just been trying to prepare this video for 2 months, and I just finally got it together. You know me, of course, I'm gonna start with music because you know that I love music, and I just was looking for like they we vote for Donald Trump but an Arab version, and I couldn't find any kind of music that I did really like it, so I put one that the Orange Buffon retweeted. So let's get started with this video.
Here. Trump Gaza shining bright, golden future, a brand new light. Feast and dance, the deal is done. Trump Gaza, number one. Trump Gaza shining bright, golden future, a brand new light. Feast and dance, the deal is done. Trump Gaza, number one.
You don't want to vote for Jill? Vote for Donald Trump.
Not just pathetic, this is pure evil.
This dude is fiercely defending Maya, but correct me if I'm wrong, wasn't it Maya and creators like Maya who are the ones who started the drama with pro-Palestinian black women? Because this just seems like gaslighting. Now, everyone can vote for whoever they want to vote for, but there's gonna be a problem. If you attack the black community for the black community voting in the interest of the black community, and that's where a lot of y'all fucked up. Many of us are under no delusions that the Democratic prioritizes our best interests. We vote for survival. We pick the candidate that we can get the most out of, that we can negotiate with. And at least with Kamala, Palestinians in Gaza had a chance of survival. And we could have tried to push her for more. Now, it's highly likely that we can even get out in the streets and protest for ourselves, much less Gazans, because now we got to worry about the National Guard and police immunity under Donald Trump that you guys helped get elected. I hope that you understand now why many of us vote strategically, and I do wish the very best for the people in Gaza because sadly, they are the ones that are going to suffer. And those influencers are representing them who are not in Gaza heavily contributed to their suffering.
Kamala was not saving anybody. You have no reason to feel betrayed for nobody voting for Kamala. Nobody owed you a vote for Kamala. You do not get to disengage from politics or support the deportation of Hispanic people or the colonization of Palestine because Kamala lost. I'm glad she lost. I'm happy she lost. I hope the Democrats never win again. If you were having conversations about whether or not the Palestinians are prejudiced and expecting perfect victims during an act of genocide, you are not helping. You are the problem.
I came home the day I met Trump, and I gave my son a MAGA hat, and I said, I guess we're there. And he said, ew. His first words to me were, ew. I said, but Baba, he said he's going to stop the war. And he said, okay, that's it. Give me that hat. We're voting for Trump. And that's the sentiment, not just of an 8-year-old, but of an entire community.
This.
And I'm a selfish, and I can only think about myself. And why didn't they vote for Kamala in the election?
This.
During the trip, it felt like some people were too busy playing Oppression Olympics to fully grasp the experiences of Palestinians living in Palestine.
And this.
Literally,
could not see past your own. I don't care how oppressed you are in this country. I'm sure people are going to come over and say, yes, me, I'm saying this. I don't care how oppressed you are in this country. Nothing justifies genocide or arguing to not only support an administration that is doing a genocide, but give up a leverage that costs you nothing. It costs you nothing.
Are all the same message. And they have been the same message the entire time. And if you couldn't see how problematic these messages were when they were coming out, you need to reflect on that. And I suggest you reflect offline, because you're probably going to feel defensive. You're probably going to be mad. And because you could not recognize the issues in the first place, you're not going to be able to recognize your own anti-Blackness. So I'm telling you, shut up, reflect offline, have those big ass fucking feelings that are going to come out offline, and then maybe craft an apology for whatever the fuck you said back then when you couldn't recognize it, when you couldn't recognize the fucking problem, when it fucking mattered.
An 8 months pregnant woman was shot and killed in an Israeli raid in the West Bank yesterday. They opened fire on the car transporting her family and shot and killed her and her unborn child and left her husband critically injured. And I've been praying recently for the time that I meet my husband and have babies of my own and get that blessing for myself. And this woman had that and had it snatched away from her. And I'm just so angry. I couldn't even pray for myself today. I could only pray for her and for her husband. And I was in tears doing it. Her name was Sundus Shalabi. And not only did Israeli forces shoot her, they obstructed ambulances and medical care from getting to her. Occupation forces obstructed the ambulance crew twice. First, by preventing them from gaining access to her. And second, by deliberately detaining the ambulance with her body and preventing it from reaching the hospital. Israel murdered this poor woman and her unborn child, and I'm not gonna get over it.
And yes, this lady that is crying, the clip that you just saw a few minutes ago, she was one of those that was fully pro-Trump. She was like, the Democratic Party did this to us, so we cannot let them to get away with us, so I'm gonna vote for Donald Trump. She voted for Donald Trump, and now she's complaining that she cannot even believe that in Gaza, when Biden was in office and going towards the election, a month before, Biden had requested the stop of fire. I cannot say that word, cease of fire. I cannot say it. It's just like, it takes me, it's one of those words that because English is your second language, you cannot pronounce properly. So that cease of fire, I just don't know if I said it right, but stop the fire on the Gaza. And yes, and that wasn't enough for the Arab community. They wanted the orange buffoon. He promised that he's gonna stop the war. How in the planet Earth can you believe a promise like that to the orange buffoon? He is a liar. He's a criminal. He's a convicted felon. How can you believe a convicted felon over a person that have a tradition, a curriculum that it shows that he's just been a person that has been binded by the law? How can you believe that person better than a convicted felon? But now she's crying, okay? And she doesn't take, and this is the thing, she doesn't take ownership that she started a campaign against Kamala Harris, where she invited everybody in the Arab community to not support Kamala, to vote for Trump or vote for Jill. Okay? Now she doesn't own that. She just only complains of the things that are happening in Gaza. And just don't take me wrong, because someone went down in the comment, and if I can just get add it, I'm gonna put it in there. And they commented someone like, you are just so heartless. This channel had no information. How can you laugh from the people that is getting deported? I'm not laughing from the people that is getting deported, or I'm not laughing at the people that is suffering. it made me feel bad that people is suffering. I'm an activist. I've been an activist for the Latino community for years. I take my kids to protest when Orange Buffon in the first term, he used to send the kids. He put the kids in cages. I was on the streets protesting the situation, but I think people had to get their karma. They were the ones that, with their voices in TikTok and other social media, they was instigating people. They was trying everybody, oh, leave Kamala, let's go vote for Donald Trump. And now they are complaining that things are happening. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. And one of the reasons also that I did this video, I'm gonna add you a clip towards the end. This is the thing with Orange Buffon. It's just, the thing is just laughable. I just can't, it's just laughable. He just said, I think like 2 days ago, okay, that's why I just wanted to do this video, because it is important that we don't forget that the Arab community here, they supported Donald Trump, and that's the reason why we had the Orange Buffon in power, in the White House. And of course, he's supposedly stole the elections too, the Orange Buffon. But he just saying that all the cities, they are not pro-Israel. So all the cities that have a lot of Arab population, that's what he's trying to say. If you translate what he say, that's what he's really saying. All the cities that they have, they are not pro-Israel. If they get in a hurricane, they will not get the funds from FEMA. If the city, so he is denying all the funds to all the Arab cities or Arab community, or the communities that have a really high Arab population, because if he qualify your city as a anti-Israel city, you don't get the funds. That's a true thing. I'm gonna insert the video here.
I really can't believe this. Trump has just announced that any US city or a state that boycotts Israel will be denied the federal disaster aid. No FEMA support for hurricanes or wildfires or floods or whatever, unless you support Israel, unless you pledge loyalty for Israel. This is hilarious. This isn't a policy. This is blackmail. Trump is blackmailing the Americans because Netanyahu is blackmailing Trump. Israel is losing global support very fast. And now they are using Trump to force loyalty in exchange for aid that's meant to protect the American lives. What the hell is this? I can't really comprehend it. This is how deep the Zionist grip runs in America. American citizens are being punished unless their governments pledge allegiance to a foreign regime. Trump, America first, MAGA, once acted like he couldn't stand Israel. Maybe deep down him he still doesn't, but something has changed. So he's either scared or maybe he is compromised, or both. I think it's both. He knows what they can do him. They hold a gun to his head, basically. Or maybe he's just doing what he is told. Whatever it is, this isn't America first. This is America under control. The more people see this, the more they'll wake up. Because no nation, no matter how powerful, should be able to hold an entire country hostage. This isn't strength. This is surrender. Israel owns America. I feel for the Americans.
Remember her? She was the one that said Democrats pay people to get on social media to talk positive about the Democrats. I ain't seen a paycheck yet. Another more recent one, but before the election, came out and said she don't give a fuck about our oppression here in the United States. Yeah, forget your oppression. She don't give a fuck about it. So y'all should forget y'all oppression and working towards improving your life here so that you can help somebody somewhere else. Fuck that. Just put all of your energy into the cause that I want you to put your energy into. Remember, her came out boldly and flatly lying and even provided the proof so that we knew she was lying, saying that that Kamala Harris paid her for her vote or something like that. Quickly, she had to take down the video or turn off the comments because she provided the proof that she was lying. And that's not even all of them. Those are the ones that I just shared with y'all when it was going down here on this app. There was tons more using their platforms to lie and spread dis and misinformation, using their platforms to spew anti-blackness towards black women, black people who were supporting Kamala Harris, weaponized their platforms so that their supporters, their trolls, would come over to harass and bully content creators like myself because we were in support of Kamala Harris. And now that all of their tactics were successful in getting Donald Trump reelected, they don't want you to be angry about it. They want you to forget about all that's getting ready to go down here in the United States and your community to focus on them and their community. Yeah, we have to mobilize. We have to come together, whether it's Palestinian rights or if you're supporting black rights. We need to mobilize and come together so that we can protect each other. I hope you've enjoyed this trip down memory lane. So now you know what went down, and this is just a small portion that I'm sharing with you. Small portion. But now you understand. And so when you see them get on their platforms talking about, I don't know why they're mad with us, because you're complicit. They were complicit. They were complicit in the re-election of Donald Trump. And they don't get to try to dance away from that. Not on my watch.
I want to thank you so much for this historic victory for people, planet, and peace.
Hey, Jill Stein, if your last place finish is a victory for people, planet, and peace, I have a question for you. Which people? Which people is it a victory for? Which people, Jill Stein? Which people is it a victory for? Which people, Jill Stein? Which people is it a victory for? Which people, Jill Stein? Which people is it a victory for? Which people, Jill Stein? Which people is it a victory for? Which people, Jill Stein? Which people is it a victory for? Which people? Which people is it going to be a victory for? Which planet? Which planet, Jill Stein, is it going to be a victory for? Which planet? Which planet, Jill Stein, is it a victory for? Whose peace? Whose peace is it a victory for, Jill Stein? Whose peace? Whose peace is it a victory for, Jill Stein? Das Vidanya, Jill Stein.
Yes, and I have to make bigger the video for Jill, how Jill was just saying, congratulations, we did it, we accomplished so much in this election. What did you accomplish? What did you accomplish? Thank you to you and the Arab community in Pennsylvania. And I was in the election period around that time. I was in Pennsylvania. I was in that area over there. And I just can see how much the Democratic Party sent flyers to the houses of the people. It was a lot of groundwork that was been done or they was doing at that moment for just get people informed and get people out to vote. So they didn't have the brain to put 2 and 2 together. So now we are suffering the consequences. Of course, they are getting deported. Some of the students, because this is a FAFO moment. Some of them start getting deported. Some of them, they have a student visa and went to protest for pro-Palestine protests. They got deported too. And some of them, okay, some of them are still suffering the consequences of their vote. But they want you to forget about it. Because I follow all those Arabs influencers, and they don't talk nothing about the elections. They voted for Trump, and they are quiet as can be. Quiet as can be, because their colorism and the lack of support. They want, yes, they talk, few of them, they talk about it when they started the Gaza attack. When Donald Trump started the Gaza, the videos that he started to be and attacking more and more and doing bigger attacks to Gaza. Some of them came out and talk and even cry. I'm gonna just put you a video in here of this guy that was just crying. Please, black community, the black brothers and sisters, we need to be united. In this moment, Gaza needs us, and we are all getting killed. After he said that he just gonna vote for the devil. He didn't care what will happen here in the United States to everybody else, but he's not gonna vote for the devil if I have to. If that person promised me that they're gonna stop the conflict on Gaza. For real? Yes, you voted for a person that put kids on cages, and you think that person is gonna stop the conflict in Gaza?
Vote for if you want Donald Trump to win, say that. Bitch, I will vote for Satan if I have to. I don't care who we gotta deal with for the next 4 years, as long as you motherfuckers know that you fucked up and you guys are gonna deal with some type of repercussion for what happened for the last 10 months. I'm gonna do everything I can to make sure that bitch does not win and the Democrat Party loses the election. Fuck you guys. Remember, no one's free until we're all free. And we can't protect ourselves if we can't protect each other. This is the time for all the minorities, all the movements, all the working class to come together and really build power and really fight against the fascism that's been here, but finally popping its head out and being loud and proud about it. And unless we do something, really come together, it's gonna get real bad.
Us, you got black people in Palestine facing racism. You better go do your research. What about our African brothers and sisters in Palestine who are suffering racism at the hands of the Palestinian Arabs? Y'all ain't said nothing about that. Oh no, you come to the wrong place for that. And see what we fail to realize as African people. What we fail to realize as African people is when you start paying attention to other people's struggle, you give the whole world permission to ignore your problems. I don't see Jews taking attention off their problems for black people. I don't see Arabs taking attention off their problems for black people. I don't see Latinos taking attention off their problems for black people. What about all the black people sold into slavery by the Arab nations? Has Palestine spoke out against that? Has Palestine spoke out against all the Africans in Africa, East Africa, being sold into slavery by the Arabs? I ain't heard no Palestinian say nothing about the Arab slave trade against African people. Get out of my face with that. You come to the wrong place. You come to the wrong place.
Solidarity between black folks and Palestinians has existed since the inception.
Which is why your lecturing of black folks and how we choose to support the Palestinian cause irks us and ticks a lot of us off at levels beyond the highest levels of pissosity, right? Black folks have historically shown the world how to resist, how to fight, how to organize, how to demand, how to win struggles, more importantly. And then that same world that we have showed all these lessons to proceed to lecture us, right, on how we show support and on our support. And a lot of this is led by white liberals. They love to do this. They love to do this. And the white liberals in the Gaza resistance movement, have some kind of way grab Palestinian activists of color, activists from that part of the world who are attending American universities or live in our communities. They somehow captured them and brought them into their echo chamber to then point fingers and give us moral lessons about what black people ought to do and how we don't understand struggle and how we are, going against our history and learn life lessons. And the reason why I point my finger at white liberals first And then sort of the followers, subordinates, the bootlicking supplicants who then follow their lead from the Palestinian side, is I remember the Bernie Bros in 2020, who when black folks in South Carolina decided they were going to support Joe Biden over Bernie Sanders, the attacks on Jim Clyburn, calling him an idiot, calling black people low intelligence voters in South Carolina, saying that they were voting against their own interests, and how black people just don't understand struggle. They don't understand that Bernie Sanders was the best candidate for black people. As if we couldn't make this decision up ourselves, that we couldn't decide what was in our best interest, that we couldn't look at the history of both Joe Biden and Bernie Sanders and make an educated decision and choice, but that some kind of way we've been mystified and turned around. It's the same kind of stuff I meet when I meet, white liberals who send their kids to private school or send their kids to all kinds of parochial schools who want to deny choice options for poor parents of color and tell them you have to send your kid to the neighborhood school, even though it's been failing for 60, 70, 80 years. You're not going to have any choices. And there are people who actually get paid and make money from the white liberal side to actually advocate that. They cash those checks and then put that into their account and then write a check from that account to send their own kids to private school, or live in communities where their traditional district public schools actually are working because it's a well-to-do community. The hundreds of thousands of dollars they make telling me and my people, you have to send your kids here. It's that elitism. It's that I know better than you. It's follow me and to hell with thee, right? And the sad part about it is the Palestinians are now reaping what they sow. I mean, and I don't mean the Palestinians as a people. I mean those who are involved in the Gaza resistance movement, that black people joined, that black people helped to let other black people know what's going on, that contributed money to NGOs, right, to help people on the ground in Gaza. I still give money to on the ground services for people who are trying to help those in Gaza. But again,
yes, and I don't gonna let you guys or anybody else perhaps to forget about the Arab community. They went loud and proud to tell everybody else that we shouldn't vote for Kamala. So we cannot forget that they did that. And now we are in the middle of the conflict with Israel. They bombed. They've been so quiet, all those Arab influencers, that they wanted to shame. They would shaming black influencers for tell people to vote for Kamala. They was saying, oh, the Democratic Party is paying these all black influencers to tell the black people to vote for Kamala. Like if we are not voting, we wasn't voting for her because she has some policies that are going to help not only the black community, but the white community and the country in general. They saw in the first Trump administration that he put kids on cages. Okay, he put kids, little kids, in cages, separating these kids, these babies, from their mom and their father. That's what he did. And they went and voted for him because he supposedly told them that he's gonna stop the war in Gaza. But in what mind that is possible to happen? Because when he was in power, Israel almost had the control of the U.S. government. Trump, in the first Trump administration, wherever Israel say, whatever Trump did. So I don't know how they decided to vote for the orange buffoon, but they did. And they actually was telling people to don't vote for Kamala. So I just made it towards the end of this video. Please, please, please don't forget giving a like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps my channel to grow and it helps other people to find my content and my video. Help us to support liberal media and I can keep preparing these videos for you. Today is my birthday and I know that it's my birthday and I just work in my birthday, but that's okay. I do it because I love you guys and I just want to prepare you the best videos that I can. So just give it a like and subscribe. And if you just want to just give me some money for a coffee, I will leave you all the information towards the end of this video. Thank you guys. You guys take care.